Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video we visit an attraction that only cost us €1. We visit a beach where it's advised not to paddle. But why? Our parkup can be a bit tough for some wildlife. But would you live here? And surely Ireland doesn't have a coral beach. If you like our videos, please subscribe as it's free and you get notice of our future videos. Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures. So join us in this Our Rough Guide series to campervanning in Ireland.
So we left Goosey Island Motorhome Park. We stayed there for 2 nights. So it was always on my bucket list of just overtake this lorry, because it was always on my bucket list for all the research I've done and the forums. It's just one of those iconic places to go to, and I'd recommend it.
So this peninsula is a lot more dramatic, isn't it?
Ring of Kerry, yeah, it's because it's got the higher mountains by the looks of it.
Yeah,
so,
beautiful.
That's a bit different to the others. This definitely seems to be, it's got more central mountains in the middle of it. So we're going to go around the outside of it, and then there'll be places where we'll dart off in the inside. I think the key thing is to, it's the spine that goes round it. But I think you've got to get down the side roads where you can. I think that's what we've learned as well.
Yeah, definitely all the way through any trip is to get down those little side roads, because that's where you see the best things.
Yeah.
We're editing on the road, which means I will go live. I take so much short snippets, and I was up till 2 o'clock. I decided I hadn't done any for 5 days to send to Stu, so I must have looked through about 450 snippets last night.
So we just stopped at a small shop. Jane couldn't get any protein, fresh chicken or anything like that. I don't think they'll have anything, but they might have something in the freezer maybe that we can use. So I think that's the other thing we're finding is, obviously you go through the big towns and you can do a big shop, but then when you're out, there's lots of little village grocery stores that you can just top up milk, all the basics more than anything else. There's always something. So we're on the move all the time. We're always just topping up the power oak, so charging our phones, but especially the laptop for me. So it just goes into the 12-volt cigarette lighter type attachment, and that's charging away. Okay, so this is a great example of getting off the main Ring of Kerry roadway and going down one of the side roads. We're going up to this fort that we saw, historical site. It looked in pretty good condition, but you've got to go up these side roads up into the mountain. In this case, you'll get up here in your motorhome and campervan, just take it easy, lots of pull-ins, but it's these sort of things I think you've got to do and go and find out, and not just stay to the main ring. Otherwise you'll just drive that round, which is very nice scenery, but you'll just miss out on maybe some other sites, like historical sites and that.
And as always, you find everything through Google Earth.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Google Earth. Oh, sugar. Ooh.
Dog. The dogs tend to, dogs tend to chase the vehicles. There's two now on the same road. Yeah. Nice little car park here to pull in. Possibly stowed. Oh, looks like there's some toilets as well.
You have arrived at your destination on the right.
Somebody selling paintings up here.
The rain.
So it's €1 to go on the land. Children are free. So apparently it's one of the largest, finest stone forts in Ireland, and was built in the early centuries of AD, before Christianity came to Ireland. So it's thought to maybe somebody very wealthy, a landowner or a chieftain that needed security. This is the single entrance with the lintel over the top. There's no mortar, so it's all layered stone, dry stone walling, slightly angling in as they are. I did a bit of dry stone walling with me.
So you always love to see it, don't you?
My ex-father-in-law. I appreciate layering a stone. The walls are up to 6 metres high and 4 metres thick, but it's not built with any mortar in it. So it's 30 metres in diameter. So you can see it's a real big structure, and apparently there will like be, by the sounds of it, buildings within this, or tents and people living. an area of protection. So all the way around you've got these steps up to this other layer somehow that would have gone up, and that's quite regular all the way around, that is. So there they've had a great view, the Chieftain. That's looking down to the waterway between the Ring of Kerry and the Beara Peninsula. So that's just a little 15, 20 minute, 30 minute stopover. It's good, yeah. So I'd check that out. It's worth 30 minutes drive up here anyway, that's for certain. Well, Jane did the Mission Impossible piece by walking around the
the top of it.
top of the wall.
Had to be done, didn't it?
So, but it's only then you get the scale of it, you know.
For €1 you can't go wrong, can you? And we head to our next stop off 3 miles away.
So one of the things you've got to be careful of is these things that's obstructions. So there's this cable, it almost caught me out on the way up. I managed to swerve around it. It's come down in the storms.
Well, we lost this one and we had to reverse.
It's a day of little stop-offs. We just stopped at, we're sort of zigzagging around a bit at the moment. We just went to Killeen Beach, which is also white sands, they're very close together. Beautiful beach. Sand was really solid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Marks out of 10.
Well, bad because there's footprints and
There's no geese.
is the creative one among the two of us. There's only one. Is that you? Where's me? You've always got to be bigger and better, haven't you?
There's just a couple of us on the beach there. Looks like the tide goes out and you see more of the sand than that. It was there was no stones in that, was it? It was all,
No, pure sand. It's lovely.
But also as we were coming off, January, because we said, oh, it'd be a lovely beach to swim on. And just came off, I just saw a sign that was a bit blurred. It talked about a weaver fish in the area. That apparently it's poisonous if you step on it with its spines.
Have you heard of it before?
I've not heard of a weaver fish.
Oh, right.
No, so I think they're only small, but it looks like they bury themselves in the sand. And he says avoid swimming or going in the sea paddling an hour before low tide, an hour after.
Apparently the pain's excruciating.
Yeah. It won't kill you unless you, I suppose.
Well, you can have an allergic reaction,
to it,
but they're poisonous. So if you just happen to be stung by a weaver fish, I've never even heard of them. You need to put your whatever's been stung in as hot water as you can manage.
Yeah.
This makes me wonder if they've been in places that I've been swimming in. So that's stop off number 2 for the day.
The sun's just come out as well. Because Jane was nightclubbing it last night till 1:30 in the morning. We're just taking it very slowly today.
We're now heading to our parkup, and hopefully it's for the night, and we're actually tracking back on ourselves a little to a park for night stop that we saw before.
Poor old Grove's got his back to everything. We had this debate about which way he should be, and I always said he should be facing out.
I'm off for a bit of relaxation, fishing trip. I'll try off the rocks here, beautiful day. It's a lovely peninsula, hope I can get down by the rocks and just do a bit of spinning. The holy grail will be a sea bass. We'll see how close we can get. Off the end there maybe, assuming I can get there without breaking my leg. So tonight's meal, something different. We managed to get a couple of gammon steaks, very thin gammon steaks, which we're just frying. They stay 8 minutes, which seems a long time. And then we've just had some packet basmati rice on top of, I've already fried up some peppers, vegetables, asparagus, broccoli and pepper and onion, and then we will that's what we'll have alongside the gammon. That just takes about 3 to 4 minutes frying apparently, and that's the end result.
Quite sad when you sit in your camper van and take pictures of your meals.
In the evening, we had a second vehicle come and join us for the night.
So there's nothing to make you laugh more when we go down these little lanes and we're like, motorhomes couldn't get down here. Thank God we haven't got a big van. We'd never get down here. And then last night this beast turned up. Obviously looked like a experienced driver. He had no trouble whatsoever doing some very tight corners. So
He's from France by looking at the reg plate. He's got a twin axle at the back. I think it's a Talbot, I think. So it's a bit of a beast. And like I said, all credit to him for coming down.
yeah, we're like, oh, he's never going to make that corner. He did it in one. So this morning we've woken up with a smell alert. And it's not Stu. It's not me, because we know we've washed. And this happens quite a lot. The other offending smell was the same item, which is
Jane's socks.
the blooming socks. Yeah, they're my socks.
Not my
as well.
socks, Jane's socks.
Well, we don't know. Yours are in a boot bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's where they should be.
For some reason, they seem to get damp, and then it's when they dry. But I think it's because they take so long to dry. So if anyone's got any tips, I would be extremely grateful.
So a short walk in the pouring rain reveals, unfortunately, this dead sheep. And it surprised us how big the skeleton was. And we can't help wondering how it died. Was it old age, an accident, or a murder?
So literally 50 metres from where we're parked, there's a thing called Coral Beach. And it's low tide, so it's a perfect time to come. You can see why it's called coral.
Apparently, it's quite a rare geological site, and it's made up of dried, sun-bleached algae. And this is only one of 2 coral beaches in Ireland, with the other one being in Galway. Who knows why it was here in such a small cove, but it definitely fascinated us.
It's almost had a layer of millions of years ago sea that's all been compressed together, where the corals come. You see it's all eaten away there. It's more porous, that rock, than the surrounding rock.
Let's have a look. That's rough on the old feet.
We used a blue cloth to wipe the trainers.
Don't really ever show the back of Harry. So we've got our chairs. We've got our bedding, because we have got a mattress, because we've got everything for a
Water.
world emergency. We met a French couple, and they were, what van were they in?
Mercedes Vito.
Yeah, and he opened the back of his van to show us, and he had one little box.
It's quite narrow, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, he carried nothing.
Yeah, I've got to be fishing tackle.
We've got everything for a
Water.
world emergency.
So
Oh,
we haven't
yeah,
used
yeah,
the awning, we
yeah.
haven't used the windbreak. Maybe if we're abroad, maybe we would use, maybe we wouldn't though. I think that's, don't know.
So what have you brought?
If we're in a hot climate, you might want shade, that's the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Bird food, shower. I use this
No, we're
more.
not too bad.
It's not too bad.
What goes in? What's
The
in your
power
little
oak
box
goes in
there?
there? But to be honest, the power oak's always in there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're always using the power oak. We couldn't manage on this trip without the power oak. The only problem we seem to be having, or I would say so far, is look at Stu's face. He's like, what?
What's she going to say?
What is that?
now?
The only problem I've got on this trip is Stu. Now, the only problem we seem to have is that when we get soaking wet, we're obviously not wearing the right clothes. I went to the shop to get Stu some chocolate because I'm a good wife. And I mean, it rained like...
No, so that you thundered, first of all.
Yeah, the worst rain you could imagine. I was absolutely soaked through when I got back, and the bottom of my t-shirt got wet and my leggings.
Your boots were just, well, they're like in sort of...
Oh yeah, I went in,
they're not rain boots, are they?
They're my van boots. They're a
she
bit
went
like
out in them.
slippers. Yeah, so I was so wet when I came back. That'll be why my feet. That's why those socks are so wet.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be-
Yeah, that's why my socks got
So just
so
getting
wet.
things dry is probably the challenging piece at the moment. Say goodbye. That was a good stop.
It's
Really
a
nice
good
stop. The peninsula, by the looks of it, is for sale. There's a little sign there. And yesterday we saw a German woman come down, meet the local farm. We're piecing all this together because we had, not that we were listening in, but they were right outside the van, and he showed around, and there's a sign there that says for sale, which is the buildings that we've got pictures of, and 54 acres. So I'm guessing that's most of this peninsula. So it looks like, I'm guessing this could be
But the ground's sodden,
private, I don't know.
isn't it?
But it's quite, yeah, it's very spongy grass. So when it rains, it ain't gonna go. It's not gonna go away fast, is it? So,
I like the smell of my socks.
right.
What we're doing today?
Well, the weather forecast's a bit drizzly, so we're just going to carry on tracking along the peninsula. And there's maybe a house we might go and have a look around if weather gets so locked in. We want to do something.
Well, we'll show you the rest of our day in the next video. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video then help us grow the channel by subscribing, liking and commenting. And we'll hopefully see you in the next episode of Our Travels in Harry.